No, because you try to pick them up. And I'm like, if you're going to play with them, let them stay where they are. That's where the game is.
I just don't like the way gravity be treating you.
What do you like about them?
They fun. They fun as shit, man.
Wait. You have been here for a minute, and you just told me I'm overselling my vagina. So I would love to know what tip-top pussy is.
Welcome back to another episode of the Randy Wilson Podcast. I'm your host, Randy Wilson. This is episode 79, and I have a phenomenal couple, podcast group, family, so many things I'm going to get into today with you, the guest. The host of And Then We Had Sex, Kristen and J-Rod. Really happy to have you on today. They come from outside of the Hampton Roads, Virginia Beach area. I'm not sure which one. Which is it? Virginia Beach. So we're going to make sure we get that right. Virginia Beach.
Yeah,
all right?
we're in Virginia Beach.
We ain't going to have no battle of the tunnel today. All right.
I know.
Nah.
You know, I met these guys. Well, it's how the internet did you. I experienced these guys through Instagram and then became instant fans of their podcast, went to YouTube, and I've been stuck ever since. And so we're going to get into why I'm looking forward to hopefully introducing you guys to some people and vice versa. But before we get in that, this is episode 79. You can find this podcast everywhere podcasts are played, but go over to randywilsonpodcast.com. And if you want to see these folks, go over to YouTube, or you can catch them on the IndieTube, indietube.com. Thank you guys for being guests on the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great to have you. So we're going to get on into it. As I share with you guys, I became fans of watching them through the Instagram. Very impressed with just in the time that I've watched your show, how I'm beginning to see it evolve and elevate. But I don't think that you guys are married. I don't know if this is calculated or not, because as individuals, you all are both interesting people. Kristen, you are a comedian.
Yes.
And you're not just a general comedian. Let's get into that a little bit. Like you're kind of special. You kind of done some things. I've seen the Wendy Williams tour and All Deaf Women, and like, so now you're not just a local comedy club, not just.
I don't want to take anything away from anybody.
You ain't gonna take nothing away from them either. They're nice.
Because I still do local shows, but I've been doing comedy 10 years this month. So I've been doing stuff for a while. I did the Wendy Williams tour, but as some people know, that shit got canceled. And when we did a couple of dates, but it got canceled after that. But that was super dope with a whole bunch of super talented comedians and All Deaf Women. I did a couple of things, and then I've really been focusing on the podcast, honestly, for the most part.
And you guys are killing it. And again, I'm definitely not knocking the locals. Like, I'm a local. We all local somewhere.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that you guys recognize that she's hitting places where we aspire and we want to go. So she's pushing herself. And so J-Rod, you're an author, you're a podcaster, screenwriter, radio personality. I'm gonna call you a pod god. You're a pod god. You know what I'm saying?
God, I'm not gonna hear the end of that tonight.
Oh man.
But
you don't mess it up for her.
Well, you have to be though, brother, because the way you listen, you guys have a phenomenal show, but like as a man, I see you expose yourself to be vulnerable in moments for the purpose of our entertainment, and obviously it works for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Right. So like, yeah, it's but you're comedic as well. Are you a comedian? Do you classify yourself as a comedian or no?
Nah, I don't classify myself as a comedian.
Thank you.
Calm down. Calm down. I am funny. Ish. But my wife is a comedian. My best friend is a comedian. They're real comedians. So I would never put myself in that lane. I'm an entertainer. My job is to make sure that I give something to the audience so that they can, feel a little bit better than they did right before they saw me.
Got you.
So if that's through laughs, that's great. If that's through knowledge, that's even better.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter. I'm just an entertainer.
Be funny.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
now I get it.
Funny.
Just curious, who's your best friend?
Jay Farrow.
I just wanted him to like humbly stunt. You know?
Nah.
Because you listen to the podcast, so it's like most people don't know unless they actually listen. So it's like, what are you talking about? Oh, I knew that. Okay.
Yeah, that's that's and I'm not gonna like stay on that, but I do think that's interesting and that's great. And your wife's a comedian, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean,
you have no choice but to be funny.
Yeah, really. Because they'll let me know if I'm not. Right off the bat.
Yeah.
So again, if you haven't, go to YouTube or wherever you like listen to podcasts and check these folks out. I think you get more pleasure out of watching them too, though, you know, because they are actually funny. You know, you're gonna get two different sides of it because you're gonna get what you interpret, but the body language and the it's just it's a lot, and you guys have a great dynamic. So let me go there. Like, Nosy, like how did this come together? Like, were you both funny and like? I don't think you guys individually are what you are as a couple. There's like, how did this come together? How did this happen?
Wait, what? The marriage or or the podcast?
Not the podcast, because the podcast, I mean, you got your life right there. Like everyone's watching your marriage, life, and podcast.
Yeah.
So how does this happen? Not the podcast, just how do you come together and then evolve into a podcast?
Through comedy, actually.
It's gonna be two different stories.
Through comedy. It's not two different. It's the same story.
Kind of.
I was doing my first television show, or trying to do my first television show, and I needed some comedians. I had some regular actors doing funny stuff, but I wanted more of, that natural funny. Things that you can't find in everyday actors a lot of times. So a mutual friend of ours told me about Kristen and said, "Hey, you should have her on your show. I think she'll be a really great addition." So we met. We kicked it. We kind of hit it off right there the first time we met, and she says that I was trying to ruin her relationship from that day on.
I was in a relationship and we met to work, but like the first day that I met him, like I knew he was a flirt because we met at a bar and they happened to have karaoke at the bar. So we're at the bar, we're talking, trying to get business straight, and then he's like, "Let's have a drink." Then we have a couple of drinks. And then he goes up and he starts singing karaoke and like wooing the crowd. And I know he was looking at me like it probably wasn't like I'm a marry her, but it was like, I can do this.
I'm a hit.
She gonna like.
That was definitely on my mind. Because she was pretty and she had a great spirit about her. And I was like, single, ish.
I wasn't.
So I was like, hey, let's try to see where this goes. But I kept the business. I definitely kept the business when we were doing business. It was just after we would finish shooting, I would try to shoot my shot, which she kind of denied a couple of times.
A lot for a year.
For a year and a half.
I didn't talk to him for a year and a half.
Year and a half. And then when I wrote my first book, my only book right now, when I wrote that book, I had what's those things called?
A book release.
Book release. There we go. Had a book release party, and she happened to be in the building, not for the book release, but for something else.
I had a show that night, I think, and I brought a couple of the comics to the club. They wanted to go out, and it happened to be his release party, and nobody told me. And
right.
He was right there.
Right. And we had some more drinks. We kind of squashed any type of animosity we had towards each other. Because like I said, she thought I was trying to ruin her relationship. And from that day on, we were together every day until we got married.
All right, Kristen, right there. Kristen, what was he doing to try and ruin your relationship?
So this is what I heard. My ex,
she heard it.
My ex said something about somebody was sending him these emails. Not threatening him, but just like, yeah, I got your girl, and you did all, like, I don't know what it was. It was weird, and I was like, first of all, this sounds like some Illuminati shit. Because why? It's still in the 2000s. Why is somebody sending you emails from an anonymous account? Like, he kept telling me all this stuff, and I was just like, it can't be nobody. I ain't do nothing. Like, it can't. And I thought it was him. And he kept saying, I know it's probably that dude he was working with. I know it's him. You cheated. And me in my head, I was like, maybe I am cheating. I'm not doing nothing, but maybe I did something I don't know about.
Some emotional guilt.
Yeah. It was the strangest shit I've ever been through in my life, because I have no idea why he thought someone was sending me. Why? I don't know who it was to this day. He said it wasn't him.
I'm sure there weren't even emails sent. This dude just had a...
No, I saw them.
Oh, they were real emails?
Yeah, I saw them.
Oh, shit. Well, it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Now I think it wasn't him, because I don't think he can spell that well. Now that I know you as a person. I've seen your writing and how you write stuff out, and I don't think that was you.
You know, Jesus says something about that. I don't know what he said.
Well, this is interesting. So let me ask you this. I mean, you guys are great together. Your chemistry on the camera, and I got a little bit of this liberal art background. So I see like more than just two people getting in front of the camera and having a conversation.
Yeah.
So like, what's the divide? And by the way, my background's in mental health.
I was going to ask, oh my God. Oh, and now I can see why you enjoy it, because you're like, they are struggling.
No, I mean, that's actually what I'm curious about. It's like, what's the difference between, what is the divide between, and again, I'm coming from a fan standpoint, so I have to ask this question. Like, what's the difference between, what's the raw? Like, you guys talk about real things, like, and you live it publicly, and you guys are so consistent. Like, what's the raw? Like, what's the difference between what we see and what really goes down? Like, because you guys' chemistry is so well, this could really be fake. It could be. I mean, it is. You guys look like you practice, but you're married, so maybe it's just natural. But you look like you almost practice.
Nah, the only difference between the cameras being on and off is kids. The kids are around.
I'm a little more lovey-dovey when the cameras are off. I think that he asked me questions to push my buttons on camera so I can be mean. That's why most people that listen to the podcast think I'm just an asshole. I've had so many today alone from a new clip say, yo, you got to leave her. Like, so many people in the Instagram comments just be like, I don't think she's worth it. Like, but off camera, I'm just so like, hey, baby, hey, how you doing? Like, are you okay? Like,
man, yeah, I don't even see it the way. I get it. I get typical, but like, I think you guys play your roles on the camera so very well, like objectively. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, you're hardcore with him when we look to see the woman be strong and stern and correct, and and like he initially said, like, he stands very firm in who he is as a man and as a husband, and you get the whole family piece. And I say he stands firm in that because he's able to respectfully handle exposing it all on camera for not just entertainment, but like, you talking about real things. You're talking about real things. You're talking about things in the public that most people ain't even comfortable talking about with their spouse.
Right. And that was one of the reasons why when we found that dynamic inside of the show, we decided to kind of push the gas on it, because we wanted other couples to be able to do the same thing. Of course, not in front of everyone, but to be able to have that open dialogue and that communication, because it's helped us a lot.
Because we initially started interviewing comics. So in the beginning, we like pulled anybody in that came in. And we interviewed Haha Davis, B. Simone, Damon Wayans Jr. was our first interview. So we were doing that, and then we realized more people liked our dynamic by ourselves when we didn't have a guest.
Yeah, when we looked at the numbers, we kept doing more and more comedians, but the show that was getting the most hype was the one that was just me and her, and we were just shooting the shit, really.
Most of the time I was like, we're gonna get canceled. We should just interview more people, because I don't think we can do this. Like, we are gonna say some shit and someone's gonna be like, I cannot listen to them. But a lot of people have just been like, this is it. Like, I'm glad y'all talked about this, or this.
Y'all got it. Y'all really got it, man. I feel like I know talent. I feel like I know talent. I feel like I know some things. Y'all really got it. And I mean, to the extent that I just think it's like, I think it's just a matter of like when and what, when and what you put in front of you, what you want to do. Like your best friends, Jay Farrow, and I don't know him personally, but I got friends that do. I know he's a Virginia native, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it makes sense how talent connects with talent. But man, moving on, I salute you guys for what you're doing and the way you're doing it and the way you're living it. And like, I think the whole podcast, from a podcaster standpoint, it's like a nice piece of art. Like, if you walk in an art place and you see something you like, you want to buy, it's special to you. When you see a group or a couple, do it the way you guys do it, and you can reach out to them and they can be accessible. Like, wow, this is the beauty and like really seeing the journey of like what you guys are going to be, because
thank you.
I see the whole thing, movies and whatever the case is. Like, so it's amazing. It's amazing. Special. Yeah, from someone who really don't mean shit. You know what I mean? Now don't matter much.
We were like, because we were looking at our numbers and stuff, but we realized we had way more engagement than a lot of the podcasts that got hundreds of thousands of followers.
Yeah,
and I said that feels better. Yeah, that feels better, right? Like when you have people that you can actually talk to them, and it's like, I don't really care about, like, as long as people are listening, engaging. Like, to me, I'm like, okay, cool.
And it pushes you to do it each week. We try our hardest to have an episode out each week. We try our hardest to have a clip out, at least 4 out of the 7 days of the week. We push to give that content. So when we're able to interact with people that are listening to the content, that are, loving it, that are screaming on it, whatever the case may be, it just helps us get in front of that camera again, do it again, and really, just present this art, as you call it.
Yeah, it's what it is. Yeah, man.
Yeah. So
from a podcaster standpoint, like, I don't know, I've probably done 100 episodes, but some don't have numbers, some of them just, I'm through the process you learn. I should have probably had them sign something, because most of my shows are guest based, and that's really a result of just recognizing that everyone's commitment hasn't been the same. Like, some of those folks are committed, but it's like, and I tried the whole dynamic with the female. I've tried those things, but something you said that hilarious to me. I started with my wife.
Really?
Kinda. Like, she used to, like, I'm in the basement in my house. Like, she used to stand over there by the step and just like listen in, and I thought she's great. She's great. She's extremely objective and great debate. But she left. She's like, for us, I think that what happened, I don't know. She started, I feel like, when conversations can sway, because I would have like, I don't know, I bet you when I first started, it'd be like too many people in a room.
Right.
Yeah.
When I first started, too many people in a room. So when conversations start going in different places, my wife is like, you sexist, you this, you that, you that. None of these things are true. None of these are true. But I'm saying, it just wasn't controllable, and then it ended up being my thing. It's your thing.
Right.
I mean, honestly, just from your perspective and just having this interview, like, I feel like you could just do some where you don't even need a guest and just talk about, like, you have that kind of rapport and that just analyzing things. Like, I could see you just.
Yeah, I don't know what I need. I need something else. I need something I don't have, though. I don't know what that is. I probably need someone to like help me. I mean, like, inspire me. Man, I could benefit from some management, and I manage a bunch of people, but I could benefit from it on that, because right now I'm like in a place where it's at 79. I'm in a place where I really only want to talk to the people that I want to talk to. So to be consistent, I'm not in a place where I wanted to enjoy the playoffs. I want to enjoy the summer. I wanted to enjoy some. It's like, I've been like chilling a little bit, like, because I used to go every week, and now I'm like, I want to put more emphasis into the quality of the guest right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the great thing about podcasts. There isn't a set formula. It's what works for you and what's going to give the audience the best chance to enjoy you and whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, so, and that's where podcasts, to me, is the best form of media out right now, because there are so many types of podcasts.
Yeah, they're specific to whoever. I found a podcast today where it's literally two women. One of them used to be on Real World New Orleans, and the other one I think is just another mom. And they're strangers, but they get to know each other on the podcast. Like it's literally they on the phone, and you're getting to know them as they're getting to know each other. And I'm like, that's kind of cool. But no one would think of that. Mm-hmm. But you have the select few people that would be like, oh shit, that's wild.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, man, I like your interview style, but also like you.
Well, I appreciate it, man. Listen.
Yeah.
Let's engage in a relationship throughout this journey, because I look to you guys. You guys could, I know that you guys could help me. I see that. So, and if there's ways I can help you, then I there probably are. Just curious. Are you familiar with what have you performed up here at the Funny Bone in Richmond?
Yes. Yeah.
You have. So, are you familiar with the Richmond comedy scene?
Yeah. For the most part, and I was actually there. What was a couple?
Pandemic?
No, it was during the pandemic at Sandman.
Oh yeah, that was about 3 months ago.
Yeah, Sandman Comedy Club. The newer is another club that just opened up. I was there.
About 2-3 months ago.
Yeah, with my friend Joe Larson, and I worked with him with Angela Johnson.
Okay.
And he invited me up there, and I guess this club had just opened.
Gotcha.
And that's the first time I had been up there in a while.
Gotcha.
So, but I know a few.
I'm friends with a lot of comedians, so would love to play any role I can, and facilitating anything that's going to be beneficial for all of us.
Oh yeah.
So let me ask you a few questions for the purpose of the guest and any type of, let's see how things clash here. So like J-Rod, honestly, truthfully, man, how difficult is it? I mean, what type of energy do you receive through the internet when it comes to how people can objectively, right? Or look at your wife and make comment statements. I don't know. Do you deal with any of that? And how do you deal with that?
This is what we're doing it for, so you have to expect whatever comes out of whoever's mouth, as long as it's not disrespectful towards her, then I'm good with it. It can be, I've had people cuss me out on the comments because of things that I've said. As a matter of fact, it was it's Kristen Crazy one that really got people riled up.
Oh, yeah.
That was one of the videos that we put out, and oh man, the comments were brutal, and they started from that morning and they didn't stop until like the next day, and then they still today I had at least 6 comments roll in. Like I went back to this video, I'm still mad. So that kind of stuff rolls right off my back. This is what we're doing it for. As long as it's not disrespectful to her, I don't give a damn. Because
he knows that I just have a smart mouth anyway. So I'm just like, I don't care about
all right, Kristen. So Kristen, you said it earlier, you're more lovey-dovey, probably off camera. On camera, you give a little bit more of a I don't know. I don't even want to call it hard or mean though. I just feel like right now this is the time of the women. All of you are strong as shit. It's like nothing's easy for us anymore, right?
Yeah.
So my question to you is, does he ever really though? If he ever pisses you off on camera, you play it very well. But does he ever really piss you off and you're like,
so
this nigga really ain't getting it. I'm really gonna does it ever get there? Because if so, you play it off so well.
No, in the earlier episodes, I was doing a lot of drinking and I was doing all kinds of stuff during the pandemic, all the stuff. And we had a couple of episodes where I was just super emotional. And I think a lot of that, and we've talked about mental health a lot. And I was like on Adderall, like super on it. I had to get off of it because it was kind of fucking with me. And I was super emotional, super in touch with my feelings and worrying about things that I don't care about in real life. Like I have no idea why. But I would curse him out on air. I would leave the podcast. I wouldn't finish it because in the beginning we had our sometimes co-star, like she does our live shows with us, Taylor.
Yeah.
And she would be there and she would just carry the rest of the conversation because I was like, I can't talk to him. Like I would blow up, but we wouldn't edit it out because I was just like, you know what? I can always go back to that. And I know where I was at that time. So I can't act like everything is perfect when I know that I was going through something. And a lot of people feel like they can't talk about stuff like that when it happens. And I was like, no, that's something that was happening to me. I was really going through this. I had just had babies. I had real bad postpartum. Like, so I've gotten pissed. But now, most of the stories that he tells, pretty much all of them at this point, I know all of them. And people are just like, why are you dealing with this? Like, why do you care about this? And are you really mad about this? And I'm like, nah, I already know this shit. You have no idea. We're married. We've talked about it before. So
it's interesting though. I think that says a lot about the reach you guys have from an audience standpoint. Like, if you got people who's watching your show and they're actually arguing with you about why you having the conversations you having, fuck you watching my show for? Like, you're choosing to watch. Like, dang, that means they're that connected that they actually are arguing. Like, most people are gonna empathize or find it entertaining or like relatable in some kind of way. But like, if someone's arguing with you about it,
yeah,
hey, that's not, they hating for real. That's something wrong with that.
I don't even look at it as hate. I think that we bring up.
Hey, that's the woman that will fuck your man.
We bring up topics that are just real, and I think it touches that you when you're talking to women, it's those certain things that you say that's going just right there, and I think it really
anybody.
With women more.
But you do it, and he does it very well. He does it intentionally.
Yeah, it's. I'm an antagonizing spirit. I used to do radio, and I will always have a co-host. And what I learned early on through radio was that there are parts that you have to play. Now, that doesn't mean you have to be fake, but that definitely means that you have to give some type of perspective that's going to invoke some type of reaction. And that's the parts that we play. I'm the antagonizer and she is the reactor. And no matter what the topic is, those are the parts that we play. So when people hear this, they're hearing real stuff, but they're also hearing these parts that we're playing to the next level. So where you may not in real life say to your wife, man, that pussy ain't good. When you're playing the antagonizer, you take it to the extreme of your thought process. That pussy is okay. I've had better pussy. That pussy ain't good. It all follows that line of thought, and that's what we bring out. And that's when she comes back and she says, well, that dick ain't that great either, which in a real conversation would be, it's okay, baby. You know what I mean? But you play those roles. We play those roles out to completion so that you really can feel what we're saying, because we kept it very covers on, then it would be soft and it wouldn't be no reason to talk about it, and it wouldn't invoke those spirits of, in my comments, those thumb pushers. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But oh man, when I tell you we love the comments, we love the reactions, like that's part of our day, going through it. You know what I mean? And like I said earlier, it really pushes us to continue what we're doing.
Yeah. had a lot of men that have been like, women don't do that. Women don't talk about that. Or, man, you don't tell your wife that, man, don't talk about this to your wife. And in my head, I'm like, y'all don't know. I already know all of this. Like, we do talk about it. And that's the problem. Y'all don't have open conversations.
Right.
Now, I'll be honest with you. My wife I'm going to tell you something I didn't realize y'all did. Y'all. I'm talking to you. You know I'm talking to you. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know. It's all right. I got it.
You women folk.
I didn't realize that y'all talked about men's penises in jogging pants and jogging shorts like y'all do.
You know,
Or like anything that's soft clothing. If it ain't denim, I'm talking about it.
It is cotton material.
You know how long we've been looking at jogging pants and lingerie for years.
I didn't know.
Y'all comfortable, and we in there like, that's the thing.
Yeah, I just recently learned about it to the point that it made me uncomfortable.
To wear sweatpants.
It did because now I can't. It's like I feel like I need to put a memo out to all the brothers in the gym. Like, listen, be aware.
You leaving out the house, your wife looking at you like, where the fuck are you going? You have to run to the store.
Small meat, wear nylon. That's all.
Nah, you better go put some jeans on. That cover that shit up. Long t-shirt on.
That's why y'all hilarious. Yo, so J-Rod, like I can tell the way your mind. I can hear the way I can hear a little bit to how your mind works when you talk a little bit. So speak a little bit more into the screenwriter because I can see vividly a little bit more how you kind of put your thought toward probably how you approach the podcast. What else does that translate to in your life, in your professional life?
Well, I'm a creative, so my number one thing when I wake up in the morning is how am I going to create? 70% of my day is honestly dealing with the podcast in some kind of way because that's the project that right now. But I have other projects out there. I'm currently shopping a television show. We just got picked up by a huge production company.
Whoa, let's back up. Whoa. Dang, I ain't got my sound effects. They over there on the couch. Shit. Dang, let's back that up. And we was having a little bit of static. Dang. All right, let's back that up. So what we got spinning? What's coming in 2021? That's about it. Like what we got going. You got some things going.
2021 ain't shit coming but the podcast. But 2022, you might see a television show. You might see my face on it. You might see my name in the credits. And I also have some other things that I'm writing that's on more of the scripted side of things to get back into that. That's my life. That's my life. Television, movies, and podcasts.
And kids. Why are you trying to make it seem like you this big shot? We still got kids.
My bad. Kids. And finding a house.
Yeah.
And finding a house. That's
all. So you guys, are y'all both natives of Virginia Beach?
No.
He's from New York.
NYBX, born and raised, came down to Virginia, and this became my home. So when people ask where I'm from, I tell them from New York, but my home is Virginia. This is home. And Kristen, she was born in DC, but she only smelled the air for about 3 seconds.
Yeah, I wasn't there that long. And then I came here. I was only there for a couple months.
So where'd you go to high school at? That's the question.
Bayside High School in Virginia
We
Beach.
both went to Bayside.
In Virginia Beach. And we both went to Bayside, but he older, so
yeah,
we ain't
different
really know.
years.
But we have so many similarities and did not cross paths like that. I knew who he was, but he didn't know anything about me. And we never crossed paths in school. Nothing until he needed me.
Interesting. That's real interesting. Well, I'm really happy and glad to see that you guys are able to do what you're doing creatively, and you're still carrying your family. Like you're still moving forward. He said he's creating 70% of the day.
Yeah.
So that tells me he's a serial entrepreneur. That's what it tells me.
The kids are alive. I think that's the best we can do right now.
Yeah, man. That is the best.
Okay, they alive. All right, that's good. They alive.
They eat.
Eating. Okay, we got folk on the foundations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All limbs are there. You know.
They can all talk to each other because it's multiple. I think.
What's your kids' ages?
13, 11,
3, and 3. We have
You got what?
twin boys.
Wow.
Yeah.
Y'all done?
Shit.
I think so.
Yeah, you think so?
We not. No, I'm not even going.
When everything works out like it should, depending on how I'm feeling about myself, maybe. But as for right now,
Bro look like he's still trying to shoot shots. So as long as he's
you know what it is. Nick Cannon has inspired me. And right now I do want to try, but I want to be able to afford provide for the job. So we good right now, but once some things lie the way they're looking.
Depends on where I'm at in my career too.
Oh, listen, she gonna be up there.
Yeah, she could be like, look, she can do whatever she want to do. Cardi B just put out a new music video with a baby.
You know,
and she naked pretty much.
When I was with twins up to 5 months, and I had them at 3 months, 6.5 months. But 5 months. I think the last show I did, matter of fact, Greensboro, North Carolina.
We saw the first 3 episodes of the podcast. She's pregnant, so
I'm pregnant. The pictures, I'm pregnant. So
all of a sudden, the internet started to get bad. What happened? I don't know.
Oh no.
We good.
Okay.
But we fighting. It's tension. It's tension. I don't know.
Hear us?
I don't know. I think it's y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all, what's the weather like down there in Virginia Beach? Yeah, it's hot.
It melted our water.
You might have. It's hot.
Yeah, it's getting shaky. I ain't gonna lie, it's getting shaky. I want to transition right. I don't want to have no problems now. Y'all need to work with me. Y'all got Comcast down there, Verizon. What's going on?
Verizon.
Yeah, we both got the same thing. Well, I can't say nothing about that, man. All right. Am I good on your end?
I hear you. Yeah.
All right. Well, look, we're gonna transition fourth quarter close out. This is how I like to close. I like to ask a bunch of random questions. Can you guys pick a number 1 through 10?
1 through 10, 7.
It's always 7.
Give me some.
7. I was going. Okay.
You could say 7 too, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Can I?
Yeah. Don't ever. Doesn't everybody always say 7 though?
I would say 7. Yeah. Okay.
All of a sudden, y'all start thinking like, spiritual and nations of gods and like the holy trinity. I mean,
I'm much more shallow than that. I was just thinking my birth month. That's all.
Oh my gosh.
Much more shallow.
So you're a Cancer.
No, actually, I'm a Leo. Hey,
my birthday is June 27th. When's your birthday?
27th, July 30th.
Okay, you're right outside the line there.
Yeah.
Right,
that means I keep my emotions inside.
Oh, see, that's Listen, we all have emotions. We have to manage them, how we use them. Kristen, what's your zodiac sign?
Capricorn and Aquarius, right? Change over. Right on the cusp.
Hold on a minute. Hold on. Both is what you got both?
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard anyone get both.
I'm on the cusp, but like right when it changes over. I'm probably more of an Aquarius than I am Capricorn, but I'm supposed more of a Capricorn. But they're like organizing stuff, and I'm that's not me.
You're like a unicorn, kinda.
Yes.
Dang. Okay.
He was just talking about your forehead, baby. That's all.
All right, 7 questions. All right. This is different. I've never done a couple together, right? So like I'll just, you both can answer yourself, but don't put too much thought into it. Okay. All right, J, bro. Not too much thought, bro. You ready?
All right, cool.
I'm good at that.
All right. Curious of like your celebrity childhood crush, and I'm not talking about I'm not talking about anyone that will conflict with your relationship right now because you went to the same high school. That's a celebrity. Celebrity.
Now, because it's really not a relationship because he's dead. But Lee Thompson Young, Jet Jackson.
Who?
Famous Jet Jackson on Disney Channel.
Lee. Tell me his name again.
Lee Thompson Young.
What show?
He was on The Famous Jet Jackson on Disney Channel.
I don't remember. I gotta go check that out.
It was like the only black.
No, I don't. No, I don't need to go check that out. Why do I need to go check that out? Why would I say that? I'm not checking that nigga out.
The only black kid on this, and then he was on this show Rizzoli and Isles, but he passed a few years ago. But yeah, that was my guy.
Rest in peace to him. He was how old? Like what? How old?
He was young. He was in his 30s when he passed.
I mean, but how old was you when he was a crush to you?
Man, what? I was like, when I was like 9, he was like 11.
Dang, he was crushing it. 9. Okay, all right.
Something like this one. Yeah.
All right, bro. Who was yours?
Childhood.
Raven Simone.
Dang, really?
Yeah.
That's definitely not gonna.
I ain't going nowhere.
So hold on. We got to figure this out though. Now, come on now. Don't know how old you are. How old are you?
I am 37.
You was not crushing on Raven Simone on the Cosby Show.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
On the Cosby Show though?
Got a chance to meet her. She was super nice.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I love
Got a chance to meet her. She was super nice. And she was super cute. We were both only about maybe 7. I think she might have been 9 or something like that. But yeah. She was my crush for a couple of years.
Y'all right. Y'all both right. Respectfully answered those questions. Great though. You didn't choose the 16 to 18 years. You didn't choose anything that would conflict with.
Oh,
you know.
no.
I mean, if you want that,
I still like them.
They age gracefully.
Yeah,
so.
I still like them. I do.
Yeah, who was that, Krista? Just go ahead. Who was that person?
I don't know. It was. I was still like.
Trey Songz.
I was still. You know what? I don't like Trey Songz.
Y'all had a past encounter.
Yeah.
Entanglement.
You know, an account is something and it just changes everything. Like I had like a couple. I went to a party. I had 22, and Pharrell was coming out with a liquor, and he was there, and a girl tried to take a picture of him, and he threw the phone on the ground and broke the phone. And I was like, you know what? That's some bitch shit. I don't want to do that. So it's been a couple where I'm like, I don't think so. So I mean, I was a big like Jim Jones, Jewel.
Yeah, I just found that out that she was a Jim Jones fan, and
I still like him.
It fucked me up a little bit. We was watching the verses, and she was like, "Oh, Jimmy!" And I'm like, "Wait, I'm screaming Jimmy. You can't scream Jimmy too."
I'm a big '90s hip hop fan, so there's a lot of like rappers and like.
You know, I just saw this Jim Jones post on the internet. Jim Jones in the gym, and he be working out. You know what I'm saying? But like, it was funny. Like, you like, yeah, he be working out. But like, have you recognized like below the waist, Paul's like his legs are real.
Everybody forget the legs. Everybody forget the legs.
It was rough. I was like, dang. To me, that would change. That would change. I wonder for women if that would change things. I would imagine. And like, you know. Do you like the salt and pepper gray beard, or do you think he should put some Just for Men on that shit? What do you think?
She loves salt and pepper gray beard.
He's getting grays, and I'm like, keep it. He's like,
I just saw the box of Just for Men that I'm getting. So.
Yeah, bro. I just got some. I just started.
Bought some. I got some left. You want?
I mean, I ain't gonna see. I don't have any hair anymore. You know, so like, and this really isn't me. It's not. It's me trying to accommodate what my wife likes, and I've been doing it for a couple of years now, and I've never had facial hair. Yeah, but it's half of it's drawn in. It's not even
happy wife, happy life. I like her.
Yeah. I don't give a damn what she wants though. I'm gonna keep the Cisco jet black.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not mad at you because like if I'm gonna, this is the thing. If I'm gonna have facial hair right now, I'm trying to hold on to my youth. Like I'm not gonna go salt and pepper. That's just not happening.
Yeah, nah.
And the thing about it, like I don't even have. It's only right here in the sideburns.
Really?
Yeah, it's nothing. Nowhere else. It's nowhere else. Like, I can't have
hair. Got some up on the chin. They're coming in aggressively.
Listen, I'm gonna go ahead and take it there. Since you guys are so public about the things you talk about, though.
All right.
At some point, you're gonna have to talk about them gray hairs and his nuts. because you know.
Haven't gotten those yet.
No, I did. I remember I had one. I had one on my face one time, and I was like, "Where did that come from?" Wow! And then I told you. Remember? It was right there. It was right on my face. Wow.
Didn't think I had one, but I guess
it might have just been that one, but it's gone now.
That's funny.
It's gone.
Yo, and that's what makes you guys hilarious, man. That's what makes you guys hilarious. All right, let me move on. That was a long question.
Question. Yeah.
Hey, so do you like sports?
I am I'm almost a sports fanatic. So we'll just say I'm a sports fan.
Okay. Who's your favorite squads?
Shit, that's hard because all of my squads that I love are trash.
That's okay. That's okay. I appreciate that. You're a Knicks fan, Yankees fan, New York. Shit. All right.
Yeah.
You even like the Rangers, I bet, don't you?
You know what? I don't watch hockey, but if I did, I'd be a Rangers fan.
Of course.
Crazy, you knew that was hockey. Wow.
Kristen, what do you like? You like any sports?
I mean, I watch sports. I grew up on sports. I mean, my family's team is like Redskins, so.
No, the Washington football team.
Oh, that's weird. See, I don't watch it that much anymore, so now
that's fucked up.
Washington.
Can't say that.
Yeah, Washington football team, and it was funny because my grandparents were Washington football team and Cowboys fans, so it was always a clash in the house. So
you got it. Yeah, I mean, you have to expose the ignorance though. They need to come up with something.
I know you're right. They do.
Come up with something. Make a decision. You know, make a decision.
They do. But I watch the finals and stuff every year. Like I like basketball. I like boxing. I like.
Yeah, big boxing and UFC fans. We are.
Yeah, my wife, we're big UFC fans. Like, my wife is bigger than me though. Like, she trains at the MMA Institute. Like, she goes.
Oh wow!
So like, I never have to buy the fight.
That's awesome.
But I buy the trillers. Like, I buy the little dumb, like,
yeah,
Logan and Floyd or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but like,
yeah, did that.
We've actually came down to Norfolk a couple times for UFC fights because they've had them hosted there. So
seen a couple of them. It's one guy out here, and I cannot remember his name. And it's like, so he's white boy. He's small, like he's very unassuming, and he got in there with this big dude
and whooped his ass.
Oh my god, I wish I could remember his name, but we went to one or two of those. I can't remember, but yeah.
Gotcha. I don't know what number I'm on, drink or question, but my next question for you is like, what you said you got TV coming. What is your goal with the podcast? I mean, what's the transitional plan? Like you're in movement because I'm trying to follow you. I'm watching.
If I'm being honest,
mm-hmm.
She hates it. But if I'm being honest, the goal with the podcast is Vegas.
What?
It's the what?
Vegas.
What?
Vegas.
Why?
Oh, Vegas.
What?
Okay.
Vegas.
What?
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
You heard that before.
No, I've never heard you say that.
Well, maybe I didn't tell you. Anyway, that's my goal with the podcast. I would love to be a podcast that had a residency somewhere.
Yeah.
Where we did the show in front of people, a live show, and we're doing it 6 times a week.
I would be fine with just a network. I don't know why he's shooting big.
You were just fine with being a part of a network, right?
Yeah, we don't. I actually I told him something about starting one. I thought about that too, but I mean, I would be fine with just getting on a network. But
well, that's gonna happen. I mean, that's gonna happen easily for one way or the other. Like, I talk to people about network. I've had those conversations myself. So like, listen to your husband. like you guys can create your own network at this point if you chose to, because there's enough smaller podcasts that would umbrella underneath you, and only what I see is that you can easily be leaders in a regional movement. Easy. Right. So that's already happening. I mean, I looked at you guys and I got my numbers, they suck right now. They've been horrible since COVID, quite frankly. On YouTube, on the audio channels, it's interesting. Like they've actually been more consistent and heavy, right?
Yeah.
So I just speak from the standpoint as a podcaster having a decent reach of Virginia regional folks. Like you guys are leading the way. I don't have, very much so. Like, so the network thing, all you guys have to do is, attach yourself to or create a network. That's nothing for you guys at this point. Based off that is what it is. I'm talking about on a regional. I know you're not where you want to be, but you will be.
Yeah.
Consistency.
Thank you.
I guess. I don't know what other than that. I don't know what else it is. If not, you're just doomed. You're not doomed. It's not for you. But but it appears to me that, I think if anyone who's listening to this show watches it, you're gonna find a reason to become interested in these guys versus something you see on Netflix.
Wow.
And you could move, and you could very easily move into Netflix if you get connected with the right situation.
Right.
It could happen.
And I see all of those things. I would say the last 6 to 9 months has showed me that we have something that works.
Yeah, me too. I've been watching it for longer than that. You guys have made a pivot in the past 6 to 9 months. You guys have kind of, I don't know. You've either been more consistent, but the momentum is built. You switching your hair up like all the time.
Yeah.
It helps. It does. It helps.
That's been a talking point. I didn't even realize it. I just get bored, but people was like, "Oh, girl, I just want to see what you got this week," and I was like, "Oh, okay."
I'm not gonna lie. Personally, it's personal, so it shouldn't even matter, but it's good for me. It's entertaining. It's like you do wonder. Like I'm not into fake anything personally, right? But it ain't personal for me. I'm intrigued. I'm like, yo, she can actually do like all these things and get away with it. It's cool.
Yeah.
You ain't my wife.
I like that. Now it's convenient. Yeah, now it's convenience because the babies, and I'm like, I gotta do something with my hair. I don't have time.
Hey, listen, bro. The podcast is caused as a result. Your wife have to get like hair, nails done all the time.
Yeah. No, but and that's just things that we've picked up over the last couple of months. We've really,
it sells.
Yeah. And once we saw that, we kind of said, okay, this is working, and that's what a lot of it has been, is trial and error. But over the last couple of months, what I've just realized is that, okay, we have the formula that works. So eventually things are going to start clicking in place, which they have.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, well, where can this go? Where do podcasts usually end up? And then I said, wait, podcast thing is still such a new thing. It can be anything. And to me, Vegas is...
Yeah, that's Vegas is everything. Vegas is everything, when it comes to, particularly from a podcast standpoint, because from a podcast standpoint, you innovative. If you're in Vegas, you're innovative. It ain't like that's where podcasts go to die.
Right.
That's where that's where musicians go to die. Podcasts go to entertain and to thrive for entertainment, so
exactly. And it's it's easy because we're being real and we're talking about real subjects. And if you're checking us out for the first time, you'll still get that, what the fuck did I just see?
Yeah.
And I think in Vegas, that's beautiful because every day you're going to have people saying, what the fuck did I just see?
Yep.
So that to me is the big thing. Yeah, Netflix would be dope. Yeah, a television show would be cool. Yeah, a network is something that we're going to get within the next 6 to 9 months. I say we'll be on a network.
Okay.
I see it.
You better speak it.
I see it. Within the next 6 to 9 months, we'll be on a network.
Yeah.
But when I'm thinking about what I want for her.
Let me say, when I was speaking network, I might have been speaking smaller. Like when you say network, it sounded a little different than when she said it. You said network, it sounded television. When she said network, I was thinking podcast, I was thinking podcast network. I wasn't thinking television.
Well, we're thinking about both. You know, you look at the Call Me Daddy girl, and she made how much on the deal? Like 60 million on her podcast deal. Like those are real numbers, you know, and we really aspire to do that so that we can really put the focus there, and we'll also have the attention put out there when it's not just us. So pushing for we're looking for those kind of network deals. But in that is also the television network deal. In that is also Netflix stuff, you know, and streaming things.
Is radio of interest? Do you have any radio? No?
Hell no.
We both did radio. He did radio longer than I did, but I did radio, and it's not the same.
It's a dying art form.
It's not.
Which sucks because I love radio to my heart.
I love radio too. I do. Tell these radio people that though.
They won't listen. They will not listen.
Radio is number 7 form of media right now.
I love the big homie Mike Street. I had Mike. I don't know if y'all know Mike Street or not.
Yeah.
I love Mike Street. You never will tell Mike Street this stuff. And Mike Street is a radio icon. He's a Marconi Award recipient. Like he's only one of I think 5 black people to receive that award, but he won't tell them that, and you won't tell radio people that. But that's because they love it to the core. But the truth is, podcast is a medium, and others have a way of reaching people just differently. Now you can go, you can more strategically go meet people where you want to meet them and where they want to receive.
Very true.
And you can just have it's more unedited. I mean, radio is so
raw. Yeah.
Corporate.
Yeah.
Podcaster, you can say whatever you want.
You commercialize. Yep.
When I was doing radio, I was always told your show is great, you talk too much. And I would tell them, this is what the people want. And they would see the numbers and they're like, well, the numbers support it, but you still talk too much. And once podcasting became a thing, I said, now I have something that I'm supposed to do. This is where I'm supposed to be at.
Yeah.
I talk too much. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. I hope seriously, man, you should create your own. You should create your own network regardless, you know, for real.
Oh yeah, it's coming. Once we get the money, you know,
I think you can create a G League or a developmental league. You know, I think a mentoring league, a step-by-step coaching guidance process, you know. All right, look at transition. Like, I hope you guys love these vapes though. You love them, don't you? Y'all vape out. Y'all some pro vapors. Like, come on.
Trying to stop.
I'm not gonna ask what's in it. I'm just saying, but you like that format?
Yeah.
I mean, we just got legal here, so that's probably. I mean, I was high all quarantine. Like all of our shows during quarantine, I was high as hell. So,
vape, but that format, that's your thing now?
Yeah, I mean, we got kids, so we can't smoke in the house.
But you can vape it now.
Yeah. It goes in the air.
It's fake air.
Trust me. I learned from my mother that they can smell it too. Right. You just convincing yourself to think that because it's vape, it's not.
Oh no, not because the kids are going to find out, just because it goes away much quicker.
Okay, I got you.
You know,
F the kids. Okay, F the kids. I got you.
Yeah, they can know what we do, but we want to make sure that whoever comes in the house doesn't know what we do.
Y'all worry about popcorn along?
Huh?
Do you worry about popcorn?
I have worried about it. This is actually going to be this is my last cartridge. Like I have a 4-pack and this is the 4th one. And I keep telling myself I'm going to stop.
Now, here's the thing about popcorn lung though. It was only one study done, and the study was done with the chemical. It was from from factory workers. And there's a chemical in vapes with the ones that we use don't have that same chemical. But there's a chemical that's used in most vapes that were found in this factory, and those factory workers did receive popcorn lung, but they were receiving way more amounts of the chemical than you would in a normal vape. So the popcorn lung thing is something that they put out there,
Yo, they not,
but it's
they
not
paying
really.
Us. They not paying
no, I'm
us.
just saying.
They not paying us.
Am I part of Big Bait?
Yeah.
I'm part of Big Bait.
They not paying us.
I'm like, okay, I'm watching this. I'm listening to you, and I'm as engaged. But as soon as I started watching her, I was like, dang, you took away his value. Why you take away his value right there? Like,
I was like, yo, they're not paying us at all. You really go hard for the company. I told him I'm gonna stop.
Hey, Pod God, she was with you for a moment though. Like
I was.
Right there, you could tell that she couldn't pretend anymore. She was like,
I was like, nah, yo.
And that's why I love her. She know how to hit me without hitting me.
Like,
listen, you guys are phenomenal. I really are. Like, I ain't Nori, but from a Virginia level, let me just say, I believe in giving people their flowers too. You know,
Thank you.
You guys are phenomenal, and I just look forward to watching your journey, and I hope that we can build a relationship through the process. So
definitely,
absolutely, like
I be in your area quite a bit, and I'm in your area all the time. I'm at Chick's Beach like all the time.
Hit us up.
Yeah, that's not far at all.
Vice versa, if you come through the Richmond area, please connect with me, and look forward to continuing to build a relationship with you guys.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having us, man. This is
glad to have you. For those of you listening, go over there and check out And Then We Had Sex. That's where they at on Instagram, and I guess you can find them probably anywhere else. Just Google it, And Then We Had Sex.
Yeah.
And hey, you recognize that's not even the whole story with them. I mean, of course they had sex. They had several children, but they're a podcast group, but you can also see them as two individuals collectively and how they came together. And I think it's just amazing. So go check their podcast out. Follow them on Instagram. Remember that you heard about them at the Randy Wilson podcast, episode 79. And hey, thank you guys for staying tuned in. Peace.